One cool thing about Comic-Con is you can see a lot of independent comic book companies which are becoming valuable to media companies because of this rush for original content. So I'm here with Aftershock Comics co-founders John and Lee.
Hey, a pleasure.
Good to be here.
So for our audience who might not be as familiar with Aftershock, give me your elevator pitch.
Well, Aftershock is a creator haven. It's story first. It's a creator independent company. So unlike Marvel and DC, which do an amazing job of doing universes, every one of our books are independent and we're partners with the creators. We're 50-50 partners.
Yeah, so we have a large universe of creator partners. We probably have worked with 80 creators at this point, and we've turned out thus far after 4 years, 63 books. We were named Small Publisher of the Year in 2017, which is a great honor for a young company. We have two other great partners from the comic book business, Mike Martz and Joe Pruitt, and we really have a unique team. And Lee will talk more about this, but what we're really about are original, clean stories that are not stuck in any particular genre. We transcend multiple genres.
Yeah, one of the stories I was fascinated from you guys was Alter, which features the first transgender superhero. Can you talk a little bit more about that project?
Yeah, the writer's name is Paul Jenkins. Paul created the Sentry for Marvel. He also helped create Wolverine's origin, but he's been one of our partners. He actually wrote our first book, Replica, but we were very lucky. Paul did great research, and we've gotten a huge fan base for Alters, and we have a fantastic writer, directing, producer team of Daniel and Ben Barnes, and a writer, Chloe Sullivan, who helping bring this to life, and will go out and pitch to studios and networks. It's very exciting.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really wanted to talk about. This, as I mentioned before, there's a rush for intellectual property, for franchises with a loyal fan base, because that can translate into fans for a TV show or a movie, and then that translates to more subscribers or seats at the box office. And you have a history of working in the film industry.
Yes, I came from Endeavor many years ago, and then I worked with a very high-end producer, Kathy Schulman, who produced Crash. She won the Oscar for it, went on and did The Illusionist, and went to independent film, and then went to work for Peter Guber at Mandalay Pictures. I'm an executive there. So more mainstream, and during that time, I grew up loving comics. I realized that the creators at Image owned all their rights because they weren't attached to Marvel or DC, and that there was a chance to get their voices heard and for them to be shown in a better light, because there's been a little bit of misconception in Hollywood. Creators don't get enough showmanship of what they create. You know, they're owned by big companies. This is the independent world, so we're helping being partners with the creators and so forth.
So one thing I wanted to talk about is this idea of comics and what is it? I mean, we see Marvel and Disney and we see DC and Warner Brothers. What is it about comics specifically that makes it translate so well to the small screen or the big screen?
I think you're cultivating original stories where a creator gets to, with just a little help from the publisher, write the vision that they have. When you get into the Hollywood system, there are a lot of other fingers on the story, and the story changes. So this is just a great time because there's a real need for originality. People don't want to see the same thing over and over again, to have creator-developed IP.
And so do you think it's a great time for independence, especially because you're unencumbered by, I guess, existing deals? What are some of the deals you guys got last year?
We made a deal at UCP, made a deal at Hulu, at Fox 21, which is now Disney. We also made 2 deals with Legendary, both for film. Even though most of our projects happen to translate better to TV, just happened Legendary recognized us very quickly. I have a great executive over there, John Silk, who's a big comic fan, let alone an Aftershock fan. So it's been a lot of fun to work with those partners, and there's more to come. We just can't talk about it yet.
We'll definitely keep tabs on you guys in the future. What do you think? Do you think that the audiences will ever reach superhero fatigue in any chance?
Well, not right now, but like in any program model or anything, too much of the same thing the audience, you can't fool the audience. After a while, they get tired and they need something else. So, in a sense, not intentionally, we're counter-programming tights and capes, and we'll have success now and we'll have success later. The other thing is that, you know, we're starting out as a small independent company, and it's kind of a new world out there, and we don't have any rules. We can grow out as needed. We don't have 1,000 people like some other companies that have to figure out in a new world how to deal with that. We just go out into the marketplace and see what it gives us, and we grow out like that.
Well, thanks so much.